Welcome to Whose Review Matters Anyway, the podcast where the show notes are made up and the reviews don't matter, just like any non-Marvel announcement made at Comic-Con this past weekend. Because Marvel is the only thing that's present anywhere online. Nothing else happened, apparently.
We got a couple of Lego sets and a couple announcements of Walking Dead.
Did you say Lego set? There was a Lego set?
Yeah, apparently there's like new Lego sets that came out.
I know
I
there
don't
was
have
there.
I don't have the exact details of what kind of Lego sets, but yeah, new Legos are coming out. And you saw The Walking Dead, right?
The walk would have. Yeah, that's right. There's the two main ones came back, Rick Grimes and Michonne. Do you even think that Walking Dead is still relevant enough? Do you think that those two coming back are gonna be enough to save that franchise? Because I mean, not okay. Maybe saving isn't the right phrasing here because it's not like it's deep in the pits that no one ever wants to deal with anymore. Because it's in the last season, people still like Fear the Walking Dead. But is this really a necessary spinoff that needs to happen?
I don't think it needs to happen, but I think it's one of those things that AMC is pushing for because it makes money for them. So they're like milking the franchise, in my opinion.
But at the risk of spoiling anything, because I have not seen this last season, and I don't even think you're caught up at all. But
No, I think I'm like 4 seasons behind.
where does this spinoff take place?
I think it's like right after, like, because when does Michelle leave?
Uh, it depends, because she's kind of left and come back a couple of times.
So probably is in between.
I don't even know if she's still on the show, to be honest with you, because I have not seen this new season, this last season yet.
And Rick Grimes is not dead.
Yes, I believe that is true. I
So
would
what did he do? He just went on vacation after what his son died.
I was under the impression because when they first talked about any spinoffs, that yes, Rick Grimes was going to have a spinoff, but I thought it was going to be when he was like absent because there was like this explosion that happens where he ends up like people believe that he died because they couldn't find he was right smack dab in the middle of the explosion, right? Like who the fuck's going to survive that? And then even Michonne like searched up and down the river and couldn't find the body anywhere. And so after that, there were hints throughout a few episodes that, he left clues, he was writing a book, he did this, he did that, and indicating that he was still alive. And I think the idea was, oh, this spinoff is going to address that. What has he been up to? What is he doing after that whole explosion? Like what happened to him? But
So it's supposed to be like an Obi-Wan show.
I guess so. I think so. I don't know. I just don't think it was. I just don't think it needs to happen. Like I feel like they're just gonna waste our money for something that's not gonna have as big of a turnout. Because I think people are over zombies, right? Or over Walking Dead because everyone's into Stranger Things now again. Like
Yeah, I will say this: Walking Dead, it's by far the best zombie thing ever to ever be created. But after a while, it was just getting outplayed, in my opinion. Um, I don't think this show, like the whole new thing, is not calling my attention to go back and finish all the other seasons and to be ready for this show.
right.
I think I'm just whenever I decide to go back and if somebody tells me that the show is worth watching, I'll watch it. But other than that, I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. On a more interesting note, though, again, any non-Marvel announcement really doesn't matter because Marvel
Yeah.
came out with their panel, and I,
Fucking
I,
destroyed.
I just don't understand. Like, okay, so given the context here, they basically announced most, if not all, of their shows and or movies for Phase 5.
Yes.
They did confirm that Black Panther will be the end of Phase 4. So then after that, there's a long slew of movies and shows that we've already known about anyway. That completes Phase 5, and Phase 5 ends with, oh my gosh, I forgot what Phase 5 ends with.
Oh, Thunderbolts.
Oh, that's right, Thunderbolts. Okay, but then not only do they reveal their entire lineup, which first of all is surprising because they had stated before this Comic Con event that they were going to save all of their big announcements for the D23 Expo, the Disney Expo that's happening in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So it was odd that they did this whole thing, but like I said, on top of that, they announced the end of Phase 6, and
Two
and
films.
in two films, because they moving forward, Avengers movies will be the end of sagas. Yes, will be the end of a saga. So they also stated that this is the multiverse saga, which I mean, there's no big spoiler or big surprise there. I think
Yeah.
that's obvious. And the saga is gonna end in, what is it, 2026 or 2025,
2025 around there, yeah.
with the first. So it's two Avengers movies. One is called Avengers: The Kane Dynasty, and then the second one is, of course, what everyone theorized, and everyone is correct. It's Avengers: Secret Wars.
Yes.
Um, Big titles. I think the Kane Dynasty is gonna have a lot of multiverse shit that's gonna set up the Secret Wars.
Get
I
ready for I think honestly, get ready for a 3 hour movie.
each easily
Each. Yeah.
easy. Well, what's more interesting though is that the Russell brothers are not directing these movies.
Oh, the first one that's going to be directing the King's Dynasty is the director for Shang-Chi.
Yeah, and the Russell brothers did come out and state that they were not directing Secret Wars, which is like, did someone fuck up somewhere? Because they were campaigning for Secret Wars for such the longest time, and they want to do a Secret Wars film, and Marvel doesn't decide. Like, Marvel decides not to bring them back for that. Like,
It's going
I'm
to be
curious
creative
why.
differences.
No, I doubt that.
I
I
don't
feel
know. That's the only reason I could think of.
I don't know. I'm hoping someone will ask that question somewhere down the line. So, I don't know. I guess the other big thing that they announced though was, Charlie Cox is going to be in like every single fucking thing in this entire saga, because he's going to be in She-Hulk, because they sent
Yeah.
out another trailer with ended with him being shown. Well, not Charlie Cox per se, but Daredevil, but
Yeah.
also it's confirmed that he is back. Also, I think they got Vincent D'Onofrio to come back as Kingpin. Um, but
I
and
feel
oh,
like
and Daredevil is going to be in the animated series Spider-Man freshman year.
oh, he's
Uh,
gonna be in it?
yeah, Daredevil's going to be in it, and Charlie Cox is voicing him.
Wow. And then what about Echo?
I don't know if he's an Echo or not, but the other big thing that people went crazy about is that, of course, we're getting a Daredevil series for Disney Plus, Daredevil Born Again. But not only is it just a series, it's an 18 episode saga there. 18
Yeah.
episodes, three times more than any other series has gotten on Disney Plus.
That's fucking crazy. To make it 18 episodes with Daredevil, that means you have to have a really great story to continue on 18 episodes. And it cannot be just like 45 minutes, but 10 minutes it's credit scenes.
Watch them be like 24-minute episodes and 6 minutes are credits.
I won't be surprised. But do you think maybe Spider-Man might show up in one of those episodes?
Um, I think it would be cool if he did, because okay, that's the other thing that I was kind of thrown off, was that there's, besides the animated series, there was not a single Spider-Man announcement.
No, except for freshman year, like you mentioned.
And again, that could be part of like their big wigs, their big titles they're going to announce
Phase
in
six?
Free Expo, the Phase 6. I feel like they're going to just announce the entire Phase 6 lineup, because how do you top what you just announced at Comic-Con? Well, you just revealed then the rest of the saga at that point. So, it's so weird, and that's why, and we did this off air. I texted you guys. I was like, I'm wondering how much of this is really a Marvel move or if it's a Disney move, because I feel like this is Disney's way of just luring people in to subscribe to their streaming service. Be like, look up, we're all here, sign up now. I don't know. I just think there's like a bit of a sketchy thing going on there.
I think this is a Disney move because of a lot of fans, you and me and even Ham, question where is phase 4 going? Like, where is this going? Like, I don't understand the direction of where any of this is going. I feel like phase 4 was such a like hiatus of like fillers at
Uh,
some points, at some.
I disagree with that. I just don't think it was. This is my opinion. I just don't think it's fair for us to have to think that a phase has to end with some sort of culmination movie, because again, all the previous phases always ended with an Avengers movie. But I just don't think that was supposed to be an expectation going forward, which is why he was like, okay, we'll end a saga with Avengers movies. This way, they can introduce a whole bunch of characters that
Mm.
people, whether they know them or not, but this gives them that large diversity of characters to pull from and be like, okay, now we're going to give you these two epic movies where we can include all of them. So I think, like, and I said this before, I think phase four was like, here's your new cast going forward. And then phase five will just continue on from those threads of like the multiverse and stuff like that.
I think some of it can be like main things, but I feel like most parts, like for an example, like introducing characters. Okay, Miss Marvel. We think the show wasn't not as good as, I don't know, we thought it will be. But of course, she's going to be in the new film, The Marvels. And what else? Like She-Hulk. Where she does where she's going to fit in the MCU?
She's the Hulk replacement.
Oh, got you. Is that because like they can't really use the actual Hulk?
I mean, I'm sure that has to be a big part of it.
That has. I mean, it's kind of sad.
Mm.
And plus, you got his fully arm healed.
I I don't know what the timeline is for that one.
I don't fucking know. But I do like how this phase 4 is ending with Wakanda Forever. I don't know about you, but I feel like that was such an emotional trailer.
I can see how it's edited to be that way,
But
and
you don't think the
but
film is going to be.
this is like okay. There's two separate things to talk about here. Yes, Chadwick Boseman's death was a big tragedy in the film industry, but what I fear what may happen with this film is a whole nother Heath Ledger situation where this movie is only gonna do so well, probably 5 times, 10 times as big as the first one did, because of a passing of an actor. And
Right.
people are going to neglect maybe the ones that are going to fill in those shoes or take place. Like they're not recasting Black Panther. It's very evident that in the movie, like in the trailer, that he's dead. Something happened to him,
Yeah.
and it could be Namor's
This-
fault. It could be whoever's fault. But I I don't I don't know. I just feel like that may take away the spotlight from some of the other characters in the movie, and people are only gonna think, "Oh man, if his character was still here, what would he do? Like he would do this way and that way." And like, and I just think that's gonna be unfair if that ends up being the case.
I I feel that before Chadwick passed away, knowing that he knew that his time was about to end, I think he was doing the best he can to try to be part of Black Panther 2. Because I think they did some filming with him before towards his end. Um and I think even like the directors and writers and Marvel had to know that he was battling cancer. So I think like even with his approval, like no, do this film regardless if I don't make it or not. I'm going to be part of it. So I think he's in the film, not CGI, no Star Wars Episode 9 Leia bullshit. I think he's physically in the film, and probably he does die from. I'm predicting maybe some type of disease from Endgame of him coming back, and maybe it affected his body or something like that, and he got sick. I don't know. We'll see. That's my interpretation. That's what I think. I mean, I mean, you're not wrong though. It is going to bring a lot of money in because it is a passing from a legend actor, and it's His sister's going to be the new Black Panther, so it's going to be it's going to be a roller coaster ride of like directions, and maybe some people will like it, maybe some people won't like it. But we gotta admit that it's actually kind of cool to end Phase 4 with this film.
I mean, if it ends with something that is like a almost like a cliffhanger. I don't want it to be cliffhanger, but something that is introduced. Like there's a theory going on right now where Doctor Doom might be introduced in this movie, which would be cool. Like I can kind of see that where Doctor Doom is actually the one that's pitting the Atlanteans versus the Wakandans. But
Yeah,
if that's not the case, then it's like, is this really how you want to end Phase 4? Not nothing against it. I'm sure it'd be a good film, but it's just like if this is if you're gonna say if someone's gonna go out there and claim, oh, I'm glad they're ending it with this. Well, why? Because you think that this is just going to be your number one movie compared to everything else, or you really think
right.
this have some sort of finite resolution to this phase that they have been carrying out for this past year?
And do you think because of Secret Wars, now that we are going to be dealing with a lot of like multiverse stuff, and with what if they introduce Killmonger as being the Black Panther, do you think we'll see Michael B. Jordan in the multiverse entering to be Black Panther?
Probably. I mean, they're that's part. I mean, sure, that's why they're doing the What If series. Like they're setting up a whole slew of things. Like, was there an interview that like confirmed that the Peggy Carter in Multiverse of Madness was not the same Peggy Carter that was in the What If series?
Oh yeah, the What If creator said that no, our captain our uh our Captain Carter would have kicked Wanda's ass.
Okay, maybe they're just doing it as a joke, but I don't know. I guess my big take, like, yes, I'm excited for a lot of these movies. It's cool that they're doing Thunderbolts. I'm
Hmm.
a little disappointed there's only one Captain America movie, but they're so like spread thin with all of these characters that I guess we can't expect like a trilogy of movies. Like
Yeah,
there be a Shang-Chi 2 or 3, maybe not. I don't know. But
maybe Phase 7.
I would I'm curious what they're gonna bring out at D23, because also this whole saga is what, only 5 years worth instead of 10 years.
Yeah, it's very
They're able
short.
to
Like, how much are they rushing?
rushing or just like pumping out movie after movie, and they're just not giving sequels. They're just going to focus on one title movies and then lead it into some sort of culmination, some big thing. I don't know, but I think that's why they're like capitalizing on their TV series to keep continuing on more hints to lead up to the big end of the saga. But
Do you think we will see in the future, maybe in Secret Wars or maybe King Dynasty, like maybe Tony Stark or Steve Rogers coming back?
maybe, I mean, I don't want to. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm not going to set
Right.
expectations, because then that'll start the bandwagon of people being like, "Yeah, I want this," and then when they see it and it doesn't happen, just like anything else, they're gonna be like, "This movie sucks," or whatever, and they're gonna neglect everything that made it good or would have made it good. I don't know.
Yeah. I just gotta say this: the film that I'm excited for, is Blade for Phase 5. I'm looking forward to that movie, and I hope it's rated R. I hope, but I don't have my hopes high.
I'm mostly looking forward to Captain America because I really want to see Sam Wilson step into that role and carry out you
Yeah,
know
same. I
his shit, because it's,
and I think
yeah,
Yeah, I think in Phase 6 as well, Fantastic Fours are going to be introduced. And I think the X-Men, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if D23 do something with it. If they do announce Phase 6, that maybe the X-Men and Deadpool will be in Phase 6. Or is Deadpool its own movie?
I guess that would be what to top out the D23 Expo, is to finally start talking about mutants and show the cast of who the mutants are going to be and stuff like that.
Oh, like Henry Cavill to be Wolverine.
Everybody would. You and social media.
Hey man, fucking DC. Like, I mean, we're not gonna talk about DC because Marvel took the whole show for for
All
Comic
right,
Con.
calm down. Okay.
But two fucking movies?
Mm.
Two movies, Shazam and Black Adam. Even though Black Adam, you already said released like two trailers already before Comic Con.
What did you want them to talk about, Flash?
No, I would like to see Henry Cavill to come out as Superman.
You and the rest of social media.
We deserve that.
Okay, Reddit. I hear you.
It's not Reddit, okay? It's I don't know, Google.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about our main feature. It's another Jordan Peele hit. He's made like what, 3 movies and produced like
Yeah, three movies, produced like two or three movies.
Was doing the
yeah.
Twilight Zone series.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was. Is that still going on?
No, I think I got canceled after the second.
That sounds about
Season,
right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, his next movie, his new movie that just came out is called Nope. It is classified as a horror sci-fi flick. I didn't realize it was rated R, but I guess thinking back on it, yeah, that makes sense that it's rated R.
You know what? Well, with the trailers, I guess it didn't seem like rated R, but you know.
Yeah, but there's not a lot in the movie itself that makes it seem like it should be rated R. But I get the justification. I get it. The synopsis goes: two siblings who run a California horse ranch discover something wonderful and sinister in the skies above, while the owner of an adjacent theme park tries to profit from the mysterious otherworldly phenomenon. IMDb gives it a 7.6 out of 10.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Rotten Tomatoes, 82%.
no, okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
Facebook, yeah, they're a thing.
Oh, Jesus
4.4
Christ.
out of 5.
Oh, that's
Wow, Facebook. What the fuck?
Point 0.4 is such a weird number, though. Like
It
who
makes sense.
gives a shit?
You just gotta round it up.
Well, Ham did not round his numbers when he sent out the invites because only 78% of his Google users like this movie.
that makes sense.
Hmm,
The C average. It's still solid.
okay. No Metacritic? I'm surprised. No Metacritic.
Apparently, out of all of Jordan Peele's movies, this one seems to be the most divisive among fans. But
Uh,
we'll see how you, because you guys have seen the other two. I have not. This is the only Jordan Peele movie I have.
us.
Yes, I seen Get Out, Us. I usually like to see most of his work that he's like even produced or
Feel
like Candyman. That was his, like I think his latest thing that he
DMP.
did. Key and Peele, he's a comedian and stuff. What?
Which apparently they're coming back for an animated film. They're doing an animated film together.
Did you see was it Keanu? Oh yeah, we watched it, right? We all watched it, right?
Yeah, I saw Keanu. Yeah, it was okay.
I,
Didn't we do about it?
No,
No?
I
no,
don't
we
think
did the
so.
Matrix, but no, with Keanu Reeves. But no, we didn't do the like the Key and Peele Keanu with
I
the
didn't
cat.
think. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's a thing.
All right. Well, here we go. Let's go into our ratings and our discussions. This was a 2 hour and 10 minute long film. Let's remind everybody about that because I'm going to bring that up again later.
Oh,
Cards first, and then backtracking to what we liked or disliked about this movie. So, Mike, what are you going to give Nope?
I'm gonna give Nope a yellow card.
Okay. Ham?
I give it a green.
God, that's exactly how I knew it was going to play out.
Yeah. What do you got?
I am going to hold off on my card
Whoa.
because I cannot decide. You know what? Fuck it. Just at the risk of causing controversy with Ham, I'm just going to do it. Initially, I'm giving this movie a red card.
Traffic light. I figured
I figure it's gonna be a traffic light for this one.
Mike's gonna give it a red and you give it a yellow, but all right.
Look, I get that with Jordan Peele's movies, and my opinion really doesn't matter in this because I have not seen Get Out and Us, which I know are really good films according to people, but it's just I get that there's messages behind these movies. I get that there's some sort of theme that he's trying to like somewhat be subtle, but kind of make it obvious enough for people to understand like what it is that he's trying to like portray in his movies, like what his true message is. But I feel like this one, like it's so vague that it's like it could be anybody's like favorite or anybody's interpretation, and depending on what that interpretation is, either you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if your movie is so vague where I had to go and look up YouTube videos to figure out what the fuck your movie was trying to really like send what message they're trying to get across, I feel like that's an issue because a movie should not have to be. I like movies that are like have subtle themes and you're catching on. You're like, oh, I get why they're doing that. Oh, I get why they're using this glass or this, particular item or whatever, because it all fits. It all sticks to the theme. But this one just was so random at times. And the first half, so boring. Kiki Palmer, probably the best part of this movie. Second part, like best part, was the guy, the tech guy that just like kind of chimed in like towards I think what like the first second no like almost halfway through the movie, and he started being like a bigger supporting character. I like those two guys. Everything else, I feel like oh gosh, what's this actor's name? The main guy. Uh,
Oh, Daniel Kau
Yeah,
was it?
like I feel like he got totally gypped in this movie because he had barely any fucking lines, and it didn't even like really have to give him like any motivation or not. Motivation is not the right word, but any push to really act out his lines because they're so dry and melancholy anyway. Where it's like you literally could have been any other actor, and it would still be the same thing. Where I know Daniel Kaluuya has a reputation of being a very good actor. He's not only was he in Black Panther, right? He was also with
Yes.
the Jordan Peele movie,
Get Out.
Get Out, right?
Get Out. Yeah, that was his.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Daniel Kaluuya was in the first Jordan Peele film that he directed.
it just seems like he was such a wasted actor in this movie. I didn't like anything else about it though, like the whole sci-fi element. Spoilers, people, spoilers. Before I say it, spoilers.
Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers.
The alien looked super cool. I'll give it that. But then the ending was like, why? Like, what was the whole point of this? Like, and maybe like part of the message was like how oversaturated media is and how they'll just make little minor things into major headlines and exaggerate it, and how what we'll do for getting that one perfect shot, as I guess what three of the characters were trying to do. Well, actually, every single one of them was trying to get that perfect shot and not realizing that they're sacrificing things, whether it's about them or anything else. Like it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Rather it be, I don't, I can't even tell you how to do it better, I guess. And maybe that's why my whole thing is just invalid at this point. But it's just, I just felt like the first hour you dragged me for something that I thought was going to be cool and was going to end epic, but it didn't. And it was just more disappointing than anything else. I'm sure I can just chime in when you guys start talking, because I was thinking about that, just letting you guys discuss it before I gave my card. But I didn't enjoy this movie. Like I couldn't. There was only like a few moments, maybe 10% of the movie I liked, but the 90% it was just boring and I thought pointless, just like the stupid chimp part of it. But again, I'm sure there's a message there that Ham's gonna let us know exactly what that means. So whoever wants to go next.
Ham, you could go.
Um. All right. They are very. There are different themes here, and there's some minor, some major. I mean, more obvious than others. But for me, this is what I came up on my own. I did watch some videos here and there, but nothing that explained what I thought. The whole movie's sort of about seeing things for what they really are, instead of maybe expectations or how we force things to be something else. Especially with all the animal themes, especially with the chimp. They were trying to use him as a goofy whatever, but no, he is a chimp. He is a animal that can brutally kill you. You see that. I think it's more obvious when you see the brother's action with the sister when they're training that first horse, and he, literally puts his eyes and then goes back and points at her, sort of like I see you. It even does with the father, how, oh, he's a good guy, and then she's like, no, he wasn't. And especially with the main monster, it's like, oh, we think it's something, but it's not. It's you have to see it for what it really is. And I think it's more obvious with the character of what's his name from Glenn from Walking Dead, Stephen
Stephen Ewan.
Ewan. You see it a lot with him when he's talking about, oh, the silly show I was on, and I was a monkey doing monkey business shit. And in reality, he's pretending to be this person who thinks it's all cool and shit, where in fact he faced a whatever, a tragedy, a whatever you want to call it, and that's the real reality, whereas he puts this showmanship face, and that's not what he is. And I think throughout the whole movie it's something like that. Even with the director guy, he's a dumb director that does dumb commercials, but in reality he wants to be something more and sacrifices himself for his art ish. But that's going on another theme. But I think it's really about seeing things for what they really are.
Okay. All right. My turn. Um, I can honestly say me being a big fan of Jordan Peele of his last like now with his last three movies, I will say this is definitely the weakest one compared to Get Out and Us. Um, but I did find some enjoyment with this film. Me being a huge Jaws fan, I found this movie sort of almost that type of intensity where you don't know what's lurking in the clouds. What is this thing going around whatsoever? I'm going to disagree that I actually found the first half or even the second half connecting to this whole entire movie a bit enjoyable. It was sort of almost like a Quentin Tarantino direction that you're building up with these characters. I like all the characters in this film. I thought they were had some good chemistry, in my opinion. I did like the different aspects of the alien that they were trying to what he was trying to do in this film, and I enjoyed it for most parts. But there are some things that I feel like you could have definitely eliminated in this movie for it to be a lot shorter than what it with the whole Stephen Ewing, like I you could take the whole thing out. I don't really understand what was the point of that, except for just like we're trying to control these, I want to say animals, whatever, and shit goes bad. And I'm guessing that's what they were trying to do with this alien ish is that like Stephen Yeun was trying to like feed it and show everybody the whole world like his own entertainment, and they all got fucked up.
Well, that's another sort of thing you can see in this movie. It's them trying to profit from animals, them
Mm-hmm.
to m- make it big on something that you maybe can't control, and that
Yeah.
with a lot of the whatever meaning behind the movie as well. There's a few meanings, and
I
I'll more with somebody.
I could understand that message, but I feel like it was done super poorly that I didn't really need that whole chimpanzee, the whole monkey thing that was going on. You could have easily just take that out of the film and it would have made no difference whatsoever. Like I
So,
just didn't understand, like I feel like there was another way to sort of explain what was really going on. And the whole entire film, I didn't know that the spaceship is actually a beast, a monster until towards the end. I didn't understand that. I was like, wait, are there aliens in that spaceship, or is that like
yeah, that
oh?
was supposed to be the twist, I guess.
And
But no, go ahead. Sorry.
my bad. Yeah. Well, even though it was a twist, but I felt lost towards the end. And I say the whole entire movie was good, and then when the ending came, I felt like, oh man, like, were you out of like, was there a rush to finish this film? Was there a rush to wrap things up? Because I just felt like it was a bit lazy, where it, with the photographer guy, the director, whatever, him sacrificing himself. I was like, wait, what was the point of that? If you already have the full image of the UFO, why are you gonna go out? You say this encrypted shit that,
Well,
and
no,
then you're gonna get eaten. Not the only thing I was thinking, I was like, okay, so is he trying to get eaten so he could film inside the,
exactly. But I feel like that was what he was trying to do.
but he didn't even make it inside. His camera fell down, and then everything else went to hell from there. And then and then the brother was going to sacrifice himself, but yet again, I didn't feel like he was going to die, because I felt like the moment that the sister turns on the motorcycle, this thing was going to come after her regardless. And then, how the fuck did she knew, or how, what was the idea of releasing that balloon? Like, what, like, did she knew that that was going to happen? And also too, of the alien actually dying from that balloon, was like, wait, what? Is that a serious thing, that just happened? Like, an alien died because a balloon popped.
Which funny because yeah, the reason why the monkey got crazy is because the balloon popped. So
I mean, I guess so. I guess they were like little hints of how the film was going to end, but I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't like the ending as much as I wanted it to, and um, like, I just feel like, if this thing is eating cars, silver things, all this shit, it should have died long time ago, but it died from a balloon.
oh well, it had a healing in it, and it was sort of like an explosion. So I mean, I'm not a alien biologist. Maybe Sal's a little bit more versed than I am, but
Right. I mean, probably there's a science behind it, but I don't know anything about that. And also too, I felt like the whole entire movie, everybody knew this alien thing,
I
where
mean,
like
everyone.
everybody knew. Like, everybody knew. I was like, wait, what? Like, so does everybody know what this is? Like, does everybody know there's an alien out there? Right? Like, I don't know. I just felt like everybody just knew what to do. And it was just like, no, like, it took out the suspense of it, of like, okay, like, what the hell is this thing? We got to be careful and this and that, blah blah. Like, so you don't look at it, but it still is going to eat you. So what am I really like? I'm confused.
I mean,
But
it's animal. Like, how do you understand an animal completely? They had their theories, but I mean, it's just theories.
So
yeah, I mean, they had their theories, but I feel like the theories were so like spot on, where it was just like, okay, how did you know all this stuff? Like, how are all these people that are coming along knew or know what to do with this exact monster,
So, at the
right?
risk of taking this conversation in a very negative route, and it's not intently to be negative because I took on a completely different interpretation, nowhere near where
Mhm.
you guys are discussing, because and regardless whether you think this is a huge racial issue or not, because I don't believe it is. It's just that from what I understand and from what I've heard about Jordan Peele's Get Out, there's like a racial related theme there,
Yeah,
correct?
Get Out. Yes, Get Out is a racial related theme.
Okay, so to me, it was really weird how I thought like their their family business is using live horses in movie making as opposed to using
Yes.
CG animated animals, and it was just really weird that Kiki Palmer's her character's like spiel when she gets first introduced is about the first African American, or I guess in the movie they say black person that was actually behind the use of the horse for the first stunt, for the first this, for the first that. And then and I'm thinking, initially going in, I'm like, okay, it's going to be something about this, right? We're gonna see some sort of theme here where, again, it's like we're hiding, I guess, valuable people because of we're discriminating because of their color or whatever. And then as the movie goes on, and it's like, nope, nope, we just totally, threw that out the window. But again, we get a scene where her character watches that same clip about that same black person riding the horse. So I'm like, wait, is this going back to this theme? Because I thought that was gone. And I was thinking, like, is this whole thing about using fake, I don't know, fake things, fake props, fake whatever versus authentic ones, and the people behind them, and recognizing, like, despite their color, like, this is what they should be. Like, I was thrown off for a loop when that kept coming back, and I was like, okay, is this a
Mhm.
racial related theme movie or is it not? And that's where my problem is with this movie, where you could argue, oh, you can interpret this any sort of way, but I just feel like it's I just don't think a movie should have so many themes or so many interpretations like that. I feel like there should be, like, a certain limit to it. Otherwise, you one could argue that you just made a very generic movie and people are just really reaching to find out what this movie was really supposed to be, when maybe in reality it's not supposed to be anything.
That's one of the things that I was trying to understand. I was like, okay, what is the main theme here? What is the main message? And it didn't really stick out. It doesn't really stick out at all. It's just like you have to, I don't know, I guess you just have to reach. Like, I mean, the whole thing with the ape thing, with the whole monkey, okay, I could kind of understand. Like, it was just like we're trying to control this monkey, and then a balloon popped, and then he realized that this monkey is actually like not controllable. So, like, are they trying to control a UFO? But at the same time, I felt like there was only one certain part of like trying to not control it, but use entertainment. That was with Steve Huey, but that was only like one part compared to like these guys are trying to make money to get a capture, but then yet again,
Two,
crazy shit is happening.
I think that, I mean, with the horse and everything, the main spiel and everything, it's like, hey, you don't remember his name because he was just the one on the horse. You just remember the person who actually took the video or took the film, and that's what they were trying to do. Be the first people, aka African Americans,
Right.
take the picture or have a picture of real proof of aliens, and you could,
But
yeah, reach that.
mm,
They did get it. Maybe they wouldn't be in the record books or
but yet again, when she did take the picture of the alien when it died after and everything, you see it floating in the air, and then you see all these camera people coming inside the park.
yeah,
So didn't they also like
yeah.
do you
I
you
don't
know
know.
didn't they record it? You know what I mean?
Take Jordan Peele's name out of this, right? Is this not just another generic sci-fi movie?
No, I will honestly say has Jordan Peele's type of
I
directing and film, because his shit is very just like weird. He has like weird different message in each and every of his other film of Get Out, and even in Us. I think you should watch Us. I think that's a movie right there where it's just like you could
I think
try.
yeah, I think Mike said it best, where it was almost like a Quentin Tarantino, where a lot of it is talking and sort of setting up
Mhm.
things, the message maybe, and then executing it as I
Jaws.
is not as important as the message and how they get to whatever point they get at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I found it as sort of like almost a Quentin Tarantino direction
And I see what
with, yeah, with a little bit of Jaws in it, of like, you have like where's this thing located at, like where is it in the clouds, and they even have like this table scene where they're like sharing stories and drinking and everything like that, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is the same scene of Jaws when Quinn, Harper, and Detective Broly are in the ship and shit.
Yeah, and with Quentin Tarantino, it's more character based than plot based. That's what I should have said earlier.
I don't maybe I just felt like I didn't get any really character development and out of anyone in this film. Sure, they're driven by their obsessions, but that there's no like progress from there. I was hoping that they would address the sister's origin or why she's like so sketchy and why she escaped from something. She's trying to use her brother or trying to get money out of her brother.
I think
Like,
they sort of said it when
but they didn't really address it. They were just like, yeah, I'm gonna seem sketchy. I'm gonna mention a few things to make you want to think about this, but then we're never gonna ever go back to it again.
at best where she was the one who's supposed to train Jean Jacket and her brother did, so she sort of distanced herself and didn't become part of what her father did, whereas the brother character sort of, never branched out and just stuck with the family business. And the only thing he really cared about was the horses and keeping the family legacy. I mean, I think that's the reason why he never wanted to sell the land or even the horses, but he had to just keep it going. Whereas the sister was asking, "Hey, how much? How much?" She just was more worried about money than anything else. Even he was more worried about her. I think that's why he was trying to sacrifice himself instead of the picture. He was trying to sacrifice himself because of, or for his sister.
Well, all I've learned is that I don't know how to watch a movie.
Which,
I
oh,
I see both of your valid points where this movie can be like a green card, but at the same time, I could see as well like, okay, this movie is not going to be for everybody. Like,
I agree. Actually, that's
di-
that's that's. I think maybe that's another point. I don't know.
yeah, like because this movie does have some things that people are immediately like will check out like, oh no, this is boring, this is not what I thought it will be, this will not be like, for an example, like I like my wife, like she me and her are both like big fan of Jordan Peele, and she thought this was going to be like a freaky sci-fi movie, and she was almost the same side as Sal, where she's like, it's not what I thought it will be. Like I thought like this film was going to have actually like alien, like good characters and stuff like that, where we just had to like dig deep inside the movie to understand what they're trying to do. And I don't know, I enjoy it. I'm in the middle where I could see the negative parts where it could where it makes this film bad, but I could also see the good parts where it makes this film really good.
And the last thing I want to say is again with the maybe a theme of the movie, expectations of something, aka the expectation of this movie. And again, I don't
Hmm.
know, agreeing with Mike a lot today, but um,
Yeah.
he said Jaws and Quentin Tarantino. This is a monster flick with brains.
Yeah. What did Aaron thought about the movie?
I think she liked it as well. I'll have to ask her as soon as we're done.
Okay, so she gave her gold card.
All right, we'll just stick to the traffic light situation because I don't know. I'm not. This is not a movie I'm willing to go back to. I don't want to touch this movie again. I'm still willing to go and watch the other two just because of the sake of the reputation and people talking about them, but not this one. I don't want to. I can't even personally recommend just going out to the theaters. Like if you really want to watch this movie, I say just save your money and wait till it goes on streaming. But
Right.
just yeah, there's nothing that great about it to go see it in theater.
M- Me personally, I will recommend this film, but if you don't want to spend like a high ticket price movie theater of especially like now how they are right now, you can wait off and just wait for it to be on streaming.
Uh,
But I recommend it to
I
give it
think
a try.
I think if you're really big fan of Jordan Peele, watch it again. And maybe to watch it again and see maybe stuff that I didn't catch.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys felt the stir? I felt a little bit like holy shit, like an intense moment when this thing was eating the people, and you see like the inside of it,
That was a good scene.
Yeah, I wanted a little bit longer though.
How was that? I'm not gonna get into that. No, no. I don't think it was. I
Nope.
just think it
Nope.
was poorly executed. But whatever. Okay. All right. So there you go. Traffic light situation. I'm a red. Mike's a yellow. Ham. I will never understand his card ratings at all ever. But he says it's his gold card / green card. It's the same to him. Do what you want with that information. All right. Next time, I think what are we doing? The League of Super Pets or something like that?
We could do a mix of like if you haven't seen the League of Super Pets or
There's
like
also Vampire
the
Chase.
Gray Man.
Yeah, the Gray Man as well. I mean, that sounds better, I guess.
That's fine. I mean, I'm gonna end up watching Super Pets anyway because of my kids. So I'm one I'm gonna
The
watch.
movie
Huh?
is this is technically a DC movie, correct?
I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
DC something.
this is DC's film of the year for them.
Sure. Okay. That's pretty much it. Mike, do the thing you're supposed to do.
Guys, follow us on WRMA Cast on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and write us an email and tell you everything about all artsy and good sushi places at drunkcop.ateacher@gmail.com.
All right. Any closing words, gentlemen?
Fuck DC.
Not of planet Earth.
Not a planet Earth. I was really expecting one of you just to say nope, and then I'll just end it at that. But that never
Nope.
happened.
Nope. That's spelled out nope.
No,
Nope.
too late. You fucked it up.